So it says. We're just cruising along, heading to some deeper water. Maybe 15, there we go, 15 feet. That's what we was looking for. Fifteen and a half. We'll stop when we get to 16 feet. Oh, we're at 16 feet. It's a good place to stop. Hey, Samson, how you doing? Oh, that's a real good place to stop. Look at that. What do you say? Good place to stop? It looks better than what we was fishing earlier. It looked like a ghost town. Like nothing on the screen. Nada. De nada. At least there's some signs of life. Ohio River on the back channel. Well, on the back channel. The front channel's over where them lights are at. We're kind of, there's an island. I'm in the back channel, and then the front channel's right over there. Where we may end up if we don't get any action here. Action Jackson. Alright, let's get these lines out. Let's get the lines out. The only thing about this spot, we're closer to the road. Still a lot of truck and car traffic this time of night. Or this time of evening, I should say. Alrighty, one's out. We've got the triple hook rig on the float in the middle. Alright, two's out. Now we'll put the third one. Lucky number 3. Then I just realized this reel, that clicker clicks good. This clicker barely can hear it. And I bet you them reels don't even have an hour's worth of, doesn't even have an hour's worth of use on them. I got another one at home. I'm curious to see what that one clicks like. It's in the box. Never been out of the box yet. Oh, I forgot I wanted to zoom in a little on them rods. There we go. Go Coco 280 VR. If I butchered your name, I tried. That's all that matters. How you doing? Looks like you're using lightning bug lights. Yeah, on like the tip of the pole. Yeah, got them from Amazon. They send you red ones, green ones, and then clear ones that light up green, and when you get a bite, they blink red. But they only send you like one of them, which I wish they were all like that, actually. But wish in one hand and spit in the other. See what fills up first, as they say. I'm a little too close to the bank. These trees fall all the time. Yeah, that would crush me. And whatever's scurrying in the woods is, we're getting close enough to where it could jump in the boat. Well, we don't know what's scurrying. We don't like that. I think a raccoon could be about the worst thing in the world to hop in your boat. Because you know it's not going to know what to do as far as getting out of the boat. It's probably going to feel cornered and fight. And that wouldn't be pretty. We're in 14 feet of water, 65-degree temp, and we're moving along at 0.0 miles an hour. I'd like to at least see that at 0.1 or 0.2. But sitting still can be good sometimes. You never know. I'm a sucker for dragging baits. And that's what I prefer. But no trolling motor right now, so we're suspended basically. The two outer ones are suspended off bottom about a foot or two, and the middle one is suspended under a bobber about midway in the water column. You know the only thing I don't like about them lights, if it's the white plastic ones that snap, they like fold over and they got a little foam inside, like a little foam pad. They don't work on like catfish rods. That they only snap on tips that are like super thin, like spaghetti noodle thin. They'll snap on. Anything bigger than that, if it's like the size of a pencil, those lightning bug lights won't snap over the tip. Those ones, they snap over. But my other rods, I actually have them zip tied on because they won't fit. It'd be nice if they'd make different sizes. You figure they'd make them bigger because, you know, if you're using lights on a pole, you're likely catfishing. And you're going to have a decent sized rod. But these things are so thin, like, yeah, about thick as some spaghetti. Any bigger than that, the lights won't snap on them. Who's all in here? Oh, we got Charlie Pepper. How you doing? Who else is in here? Anybody not speak out yet? Any lurkers out there? 54. Temperature hasn't changed. The wind dropped 1 mile per hour, according to Nightbot. Here comes the barges. Good thing we're in the back channel. Ain't gotta worry about them. Don't have to worry. Now I wish I did bring my dog. I get out here some nights and I just want to go to stay all night. Put some bells on the pole and put my feet up and catch some Z's. Got You know what? We went over all them fish. I mean, it really don't matter because there's been plenty of times where the fish finder shows nothing and I've caught, dozens of fish. And then there's been times where the fish finder shows a million things and you don't get a bite. So it's not that big of a deal, but when we were moving through here, the screen lit up like a Christmas tree with fish arches, and now we're drifting back over that spot. Nothing. 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 I need something to drink. Where, oh, where? I need something to eat too. I wish I'd have brought more than one ham sandwich. Oh no. That bag was snagged on that. Yeah, I wish I had more than one ham sandwich. I do have a box of tuna and crackers, but I'm not the biggest fan of them. Catfish 530. Catfish or whatever bites. Which in the Ohio River, baits in the water at night, no telling what bite your hook. But we're going for some catfish. Maybe walleye later. I haven't made my mind up if I'm going to run up to the dam or not. I forgot my braided line, my spool with my braid on it. I don't like fishing for walleye without having braid. Because sometimes, depending on how far you cast, it's hard to feel those bites with mono. I don't even know what to make of this fish finder right now. I mean, I know we're sitting still, so everything's going to be elongated. But what the heck is that? And we're in 14 feet. Like, if we're in 5 feet of water, I'd say that that's plants and weeds and grass. But being in 15 feet of water, I mean, that's still, some of that is plant and, debris. But I just keep everything on auto because it was fine a second ago. I mean, I know everything on the screen's, 10 times as big and long because we're sitting still. But it went from nothing on the screen to full a bunch of stuff. I almost want to say garbage. But it's Garmin. They got decent auto settings. See, it's starting to fade away now. But at first I was like, yeah, it's thinning out. I mean, I guess that green line might be my bait. And the line above that may be my sinker. But that bottom is still real funky looking. There's a fish. There's another fish. But we're sitting still, so that could be the tiniest fish ever, making it look like a big one. Anywho, back to the rods. Hopefully them get some action. I'm not familiar with this unit, or I would turn it down a bit. Because this is just like a 4-inch that I never used. I used to, but this boat didn't have any fish finders on it, so I put this 4-inch on there. And I don't use it much, and it's pitch black out here, and it's not a touch screen, and the buttons aren't backlit, or I would turn the sensitivity down. It looks better now, but it's still, whatever that is on bottom, it's picking it up as a fish, and it keeps, auto changing the auto depth or auto lock or whatever that feature is. Whenever it detects something, it focuses in on it. I need to look and see how close we are to the bank, because all the scurry critters over there are getting louder. We're getting closer. Oh, we're far away. I thought we were right on top of it. I don't want to be under them trees. I've seen them fall. Just sitting out here, and there goes a tree falling in the water. There's not a single boat out here tonight. Nothing but barges. Pontoon Jody, you snuck in under the radar. I didn't see you if you're still in here. Hello? Everybody check out Pontoon Jody if you're not familiar with her channel. "530 says soft bottom, sand, or mud. The sonar is going through the mud or sand and reflecting the harder bottom." Yeah, I feel the air getting cool now. Said it was 54 out. 54, add a little bit of wind, and that equals cold. Yeah, I'm itching to walleye fish. I just don't feel like running. It's like a 10-mile run. 7 or 8, I'd say. 7 or 8. But at night, when I can't go wide open throttle, because I could hit something, it's like probably about, doing it safely, it's probably like a 40-50 minute ride there and back. So that's dang near 2 hours wasted getting there. I'd almost rather just wait until it's daylight so I can at least get up there wide open throttle. Get there in 5 minutes. Five minutes. The wind must have changed. I smell KFC. I was smelling the bakery bread. Now I smell KFC. It's better than if the wind's blowing from the northwest. You smell blacktop, asphalt. There's an asphalt plant or factory, whatever you call it. And that wind's coming from the northwest. You smell blacktop. I'd much rather smell bread or chicken than blacktop. Yeah, barely did any live streaming this year on the jet ski. I did a good bit of fishing off the jet ski. What the heck was that? Didn't do enough fishing off the jet ski though. Didn't do enough fishing in general, for that matter. I'm hoping to make up for it here. October, November, sometimes some of the best catfishing around here, so. You know, I almost wish I didn't go on the boat tonight and I just got in the car and drove to the dam for some walleye. Oh, look, there's actually a gain. How 530 said change the gain, the sensitivity. There's actually an auto low, auto medium, and auto high. I had it on auto medium. Put on auto low, see what that looks like. Not much different. Although the screen looks good now, though. All that clutter went away. See? But even with the auto, where was it at? Auto medium. See, whatever all that stuff was, it was cluttering the screen up. It's not underneath of us no more. Actually, I'm gonna leave that on medium. Been live for 22 minutes the second time around. Let's see. I shoot says when when you pick up a girl at the club, they call them snags. That's a good one. Never heard that one before. Yeah, that's a good one. Who else is in here? We're gonna do roll call. Raise your hand. Hey, we got a bite. We got a nibble. We got a prowler. Is it gonna take it? Or are we just dragging bottom? What's our depth? Oh, 9 feet. We're dragging bottom. Good grace. Why didn't y'all tell me? We're dragging bottom. Hold on a second. I gotta do something. Oh, I just dropped my phone out. I gotta mute this. Okie dokie. See if we can't get that hung back up there. Dude, how's that even? Alright, I don't even know how that happened, but. Oh, we're messing it all up. I should have just left well enough alone. There we go. I know it's crooked. I'll fix it. Yeah, oh yeah, we're on bottom. We are on bottom. What about this one? How? What is going on there? Oh, okay. Okay. There's that one. You know, triple hook rig is on bottom too. But it's shallow here, 9 feet. We reel that in, we're gonna be reeling in through a bunch of weeds. He's gonna strip our bait off. We're gonna have to make a move here soon because we're drifting towards the shallow. So we're just gonna let it ride. Now it's jingling. Why is that pole? Oh, I know why that pole's doing that. It's dragging through weeds. So ignore the middle one. Ignore the middle pole. About to just move to the main channel so I don't have to worry about the shallowness. And we could probably actually get a good drift going on the main channel. Yeah, we're in 6 feet. We're gonna bottom out. Flip the blower on and reel them in and make a move. Take about 2 minutes to get to the main channel. Shoot, we're already in 5 feet. I gotta get these reeled in. Gotta get these reeled in. Nothing's touched that Catfish Pro stuff. I should have known better than to try to use something like that. I thought that was a dang snake. Grass. I got snake on my mind. I've been trying to get this snake at home to eat, and it will not eat, and it's kind of driving me crazy. Alright, one more. I can't believe that clicker doesn't click. I can't believe I didn't notice that when I first bought these. Like, and it's past the 30-day return period. Zebcos were good for that. Not the older ones, but the newer Zebco stuff. You get a reel and the clicker's quiet as a church mouse. And then you get another reel, same one, and the clicker's loud. Alright. Oh, won't start because we're in gear. This old girl don't like the cold. Hey Solo Texan Adventures, how you doing? Making a move to the main, from the back channel of the Ohio River to the main channel. Be about 3 to 5. If I can get out of this shallow 3 feet water. I'm not in my jet boat, so we can't be sitting on the ground. Alright, 7 feet, that's a little, I can breathe. What was that? I keep hearing something jumping. 7.1. No. Oh, shoot. No, no, no. It's saying 1.9 feet. Is it really? Let's look outside. Oh, shoot. It is. It's telling the truth. Let me trim up. Trim up a bunch. I look out the window and it looks like there's ground. The weeds are that thick and tall. The weeds are floating on top of the surface. 1.7 feet. I got my trim all okay. Now the weeds are disappearing. Thank grace. I got my trim all the way up. Alright, we're getting some depth back. I bet just be some good carp fishing right here. There we go. Zoom in, zoom out. Zoom in, zoom out. It's working. It is working. Now we just need to try to catch some fish before barge come. Alright, can't get no fish if I don't put the bait in. It's getting chilly. I need my jacket. My welding jacket. It's the only jacket I got. We'll get the bait in first and then we'll find a jacket. How deep is it here? 18 feet. Oh, you know what? I was complaining saying I wanted to go walleye fishing, but I didn't want to go that far. I just remembered there's a good walleye spot closer. Not as good as the dam, but it's a good spot. And it's only like a 5-minute ride. Well, that's all tangled up. Oh, no, it's not. Good. That's one way to do it. Okie dokie. Oh, I need my jacket. I can't believe I forgot my coat and all I have is a welding jacket to wear. But I'll welcome it. Welding jacket's better than no jacket. There we go. Ooh. Look at all that dust flying off this thing. Woo! You can tell it was in the garage. Okay, I'm reloaded. Woo! It's chilly. I wish I didn't stand up. Whenever I'm sitting down, I'm below. The windshield offers a little bit of wind resistance. Stand up, you get the full brunt of the wind. No barges in sight. Yippee-ki-yay, mother. Rolling, 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 rolling. The wind's picking up. I'm gonna do some jumping jacks. Nope, no walleye. I haven't went walleye fishing yet. About that time. I usually only fish for walleye in the fall and the winter. If fishing for catfish wasn't so tough of a go this summer, I'd be walleye fishing full time right now. But I didn't catch my catfish quota that I'm happy with. It was pretty rough this summer. It got to the point to where if we had like 4 people on the boat, if one person caught a fish, it was considered a good night. Well, if each person caught one fish, considered a good night. So I'm still trying to catch them catfish to get my fill. But now we might go walleye fishing tonight. You can't see it, but there's a bridge down there, and on the other side of that bridge is a creek mouth, and in that creek mouth is sauger and walleye. I keep forgetting it's only 8 o'clock at night. Still ain't used to this getting dark stuff. Feels like midnight. Feels like midnight. Organic Machine, Dean 333. That looks familiar. I don't know if that's familiar from that Dean 333. Looks familiar from Cindy's chat, I think. Yeah, I haven't been live that much this summer. I had big plans, and the plans just didn't happen. I even bought stuff like this past winter for going live, like new tripods, some new lights, and summer came and I just never went live. I just didn't even have time to fish really much, and when I did have time to fish, I just wanted to fish and enjoy it and not have to worry about bringing cameras and lights and tripods and all that. But I realized if I just keep all that stuff on the boat, it'd be a lot easier. Yeah, fishy, fishy, fishy. Fish, fish, fish. Something's nibbling. We're still in 18 feet of water, so we're not dragging bottom. There's nothing on the ghost screen. Looks like ghost town. Oh, low power mode. I wonder how long that's been saying low power. And I also wonder if it freezes the screen when it says low power. Guess we need to plug her in. 16%, yeah, ghost town down there. Nothing. Don't mean anything that I was saying earlier. Just because there's nothing on the screen don't mean they're not there. Alright, let me find a tablet and a charging cable. Because we need some juice. Need to let the juice loose. Oh, don't tell me I didn't bring them. I know I did. I know I did. I know I did. I know I did. There we go. There is the juice. Juicy juice. Juice, juice. The juice is loose. Alright, now we need a charging cable. Right there. Is that an input and output? Yes, sir. Get that plugged in. And let's just take that out of that rod holder. I just called a cell phone holder. What's retouch on mean? I just retouch. Lighting on. How do I turn retouch off? I didn't want to do that. I didn't mean to do that. Green screen? No, we don't want that. Come on, turn off. None. 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 Okay. Retouch. I bet you retouch off, retouch on. I wonder which one makes the black lights look better or worse. Let's see. Retouch off. Retouch on. Don't think it makes a difference. Let's see. Retouch off. No, I don't think it makes a difference. Way down yonder on a Chattahoochee. Why is this not fitting? And it just fit a set. Oh, I see. I see, said the blind man. Okay. Okay, I'm reloaded. The wind died down. I'm not as cold no more. Thank grace. Rolling, 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 rolling. Rolling, 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 rolling. I hope that's not a barge. I'm pretty sure it's a dock light with that green blinky. We'll find out here in a second. We will find out. I wonder how to turn that anchor light. Oh, wait. Which one? Oh, okay. That anchor light on and off really don't make much of a difference. I wish I had me a trolling motor so I could be dragging baits. Dragging, dragging, dragging. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. See, I think we're too far out in the middle of the river. Them fish, when I was cruising this way, all the arches was right on the drop. Now we're like in the middle where it's just all flat and there's nothing but flatness. Nothing for them to hold on to. No handles. Oh, I spoke too soon about that wind. I wish the boat was facing a different way, because the windshield will block that wind. Right now it's blowing up my tailpipe, hitting me from the behind. Whistle me up a memory. Whistle me back where I ought to be. Tombstone territory. River Rat, what's going on? River Rat 3030, good luck. I need it. I only caught one channel on the back channel. We caught one channel on the back channel. We just moved to the front channel. Gonna see. I don't know why. I just thought I forgot to put my plug in the boat. I've been out here for 2 hours. We would have done sunk by now. It's better to overthink it than not think it at all and forget it. But yeah, we would have definitely sunk if I didn't put the plug in. We done been out here for 2 hours and made 3 different moves. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a little go. I want a walleye fish, but I didn't feel like running up to the dam at night. Take too long to get there. There is a spot, not as good, but it's a spot that holds walleye. I might check it out before I head in for the night. Haven't visited it for a while. Kind of curious what's brewing there. The only thing is, it'd probably be hard to. Well, I got an anchor. Guess I'm gonna say it'd be hard to stay in that said spot, but I can always throw an anchor. Nothing wakes you up like pulling 40 feet of anchor rope and anchor caked in mud. Makes it twice as heavy. I'm surprised nothing not bit on the triple hook rig. It's got 3 hooks on it. It's suspended about midway in the water column. It's usually Mr. Popular. You know what? I think we're sitting still. Because the current, we are sitting still. The wind's blowing upriver. And, current's not strong enough to take us downriver. And the wind's not strong enough to push us upriver. We're just sitting still. I do have a drift sock. That might straighten the boat up, too. The only thing about drift socks at nighttime, it's hard to see them with your fishing lines. You got 3 lines out the back, and then you got drift sock. But it would straighten us up. But it would also put me in the wind more. I was just saying, I wish the boat would spin around so the windshield would block some of this wind. If I throw a drift sock out, it's gonna. So what do we want? We want to be cold and catch fish, or comfortable and not catch fish? Nah, it don't matter. Because all my stuff's suspended. So it doesn't matter what way the boat's facing. Doesn't really matter. Because we're suspended. I do wish we just wasn't sitting here though. Drift sock would at least get us moving. Maybe. I'm surprised we're not moving because where I'm at, it's a pretty good, usually a pretty heavy flow spot. It's right where the back and front channel split into two. That current's usually ripping pretty good off the point of this island. Dominic Hollis in the house says, howdy, howdy, everyone. We're just out here trying to catch a fish and not catch a cold. Dominic says, River Rat. Did I say that right? We are catfishing. I wanted to get out here all day. I was trying to get out here with like 5-6 hours of daylight. That did not happen. We did get out here with about 10 minutes of daylight. Got out here and the sun went down. The plan earlier was to catfish if I got here early. I was going to catfish for a couple hours. If nothing happened, then I was going to troll some lures up to the dam. And then when we got to the dam, we were going to walleye fish. But I got out here late, and I don't want to go to the dam at night because it takes too long to get up there at night. Because you don't want to really go any faster than 10 or 15 mile an hour out here at night. You can't see logs and TVs and refrigerators. I'm not kidding. I've seen a refrigerator floating down the river once. You hit a refrigerator, it might ruin your day. But in the daytime, we can wide open throttle it and get there in 5 minutes. But at night, it'd take a while. Yeah, I had me a ham sandwich earlier. I wish I would have brought two of them. I do have some tuna and crackers. Might have to break into that. I wish I had some warm food, something hot. The wind needs to die down because if the wind would stop, we would actually get moving. We'd get a nice little drift. We'd be moving along about point 3, point 4. I missed a call from one of my buddies. What was it? Today's Tuesday, Sunday, and wanted to see if I wanted to go out on a jet ski. And I didn't take the call, and I wish I did because he told me he had his first. He's new to jet skiing. Like, I think this is his first powerful jet ski he had this year. And he tells me how I run into him like yesterday, and he just looks at me and he's shaking his head. I knew something went wrong. And he's like, you wouldn't believe. He said he hit a wake and the steering wheel slipped out of his hands, which I don't know. But anyways, to turn the jet ski, just total 180, and it, basically come to a grinding halt, and because jet skis don't move through the water too good sideways, and it threw him off the jet ski, and he couldn't catch up to it. He said some fisherman was yelling if he needed help, and then he told the fisherman no. And then the dude left, and then he realized he did need help. He's swimming. trying to paddle and catch his jet ski. Then he said when he got on the jet ski, there was his kill cord was gone. He don't know what happened to it. It wasn't clipped on his vest or his wrist, and it wasn't clipped on the jet ski. He said he had to take some string and wrap string around the kill cord button so it would stay, not depressed, but the opposite of depressed, whatever that word would be, out. But he had to wrap string around it so it would stay out so he could get home. He told me all that, and I'm like, dang, now I wish I would have went. I missed it. Yeah, that lightning to the south, it was in Morgantown. It looks like it should be moving away from me, but it sure looks like it's getting brighter. Should I zoom in on them rods some more? I wonder if that would make them rods appear a little better. Let's see, how's that look? I think them batteries need charged up in them lightning bug tips, because they're not that bright. Let's see, well, they look bright when I look at them, they just don't look bright. Maybe it's because I got my brightness down, and it just looks like that. Oh yeah, they don't look that bad when I turn my brightness up. You see, full screen, brightness up all the way. Oh no, they look good. They look real good. I think I need another piece of fluorescent tape on that one on the left. Alright, we gotta turn this brightness all the way down so we can see barges. Speaking of barges, I better do a barge check. No barges in sight. I don't like being by the city. Them bright city lights, the barge can hide in them to where you don't even see it. Just blends in with all the other flashing and blinking lights. Use my Hawkeye vision, make sure nothing's coming. Nothing is coming. You hear that, fish? You got all the time in the world. Not really, because we're not giving you that long before we're going to move. You know what? I'm going to throw that drift sock out, because maybe we'll get moving with the drift sock. Maybe we will get moving with the drift sock. Actually, probably not, because this drift sock's so tiny. I spent like almost 2 hours earlier looking for a 60-inch drift sock that I misplaced. Let me look at the weather radar before I throw a drift sock out. Make sure nothing's coming. Let's see, when's that gonna hit us? Got weather to the north, weather to the south. That's gonna hit us. Let's see, it says 9:50. It's 9:50 now. I don't like this weather bug. I did love weather bug, but now I found this other weather app. It lets you do a 24-hour forecast. 24-hour into the future. WeatherBug only lets you do 1 hour into the future. Oh, it's 8:55. I thought I said 9:55. Let's see, the weather's gonna hit us at... We're good. We'll throw the drift sock out. Drift sock's away. This drift sock's only like 18 or 24 inches. It's probably not gonna do a dang thing. I looked and looked and looked for my big drift sock earlier, and I don't know how it would get lost, because 60 inches. It's like a parachute. How do you misplace a parachute, you know? This drift sock's for like a John boat, not a freaking cabin cruiser. Alright, let's make sure it's tied on. See our buoys on there. Got our zip tie in case the knot comes undone. Alright, we're good to go. The wind blew it right back at me. Drift socks away. Alright, do your thing. Get away from the boat. Alright, it's deploying. I just got to remember I got this drift sock out before I start the engine, because I usually don't ever use a drift sock on this boat. I usually don't fish off this boat. Okay, let's see. Clip that on there. And then my traction. I felt it. I felt it. I hope no fish bite right now because the drift sock's going around the line. Let's see if that spins us around. I gotta switch mics because my battery's about dead. Ouch. Drift sock ain't pulling us around. I knew it wouldn't be big enough. You know, maybe it will if I clip it in a different spot. It's kind of like not. It's kind of clipped in the middle of the boat. I think the wind's gonna beat us. Drift sock don't have enough power. The wind's actually blowing us the opposite direction. Yeah, that drift sock, it's only like 18, 24 inches. I have a 60-inch one. Or I should say I had a 60-inch one, because I looked for that thing for 2 hours and I could not find it. Hey, Alex. What's up? Didn't see you come in. Didn't see Heather come in either. Hey, Heather. We caught one channel cat on the back channel. I'm going to be heading in soon. It's getting nippy. And all I brought was my welding jacket. I forgot. I made two trips to the house because I forgot something. And then I realized I didn't have a jacket. And I didn't want to make a third trip back to the house. So I just grabbed the only jacket I had at the garage was this welding jacket. I grabbed the welding jacket and said that'll do. If there wasn't any wind, it would be totally fine and tolerable out here. But 50-degree weather and add a little wind, that equals cold. See, the drift sock's, the wind died down for a second. Wow, the drift sock's spinning us around quick. Sure would be nice if that was a fish pulling us like that. Yeah, there we see. If we could just get that spun around. If you can see the bridge in the background, that means the drift sock's winning. I'm doing good, Heather. I'm fishing, so I'm happy. I just hope I remember I threw that drift sock out, because I don't ever use a drift sock on this boat. Mike Irvin, MI6. Hello, hello, hello. Here, kitty, kitty. We've been lucky with the barges. I seen one barge when I was on the back channel, and that's it. You know, everywhere I looked for that drift sock, the one place I didn't look is in this boat. Watch it be in here. Mike says hello, Heather. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Kitty. "19 feet of water." "19 feet of water and nothing on the screen." And it says we're going 0.00, so the drift sock did not get us moving. I bet you if I moved down a little 50 feet, we'd get drifting. because this water hits this island and splits into two, and it kind of, causes a little swirl. If I'd have known that was going to be the only fish I caught earlier, I wish I would have kept it. I've been craving some good fish. During the summer, the place everywhere has fish fries. Like every Friday, you can almost find, fish fry. But this time of year, not so much. The only place that sells fish is the convenience store. And if you get it when it's fresh, it's good. But usually, it's been sitting out for a while, and it's all, the edges are hard and a little dry. I'm gonna see if I can paddle us around, because if I can get us out of this spot, we might start moving. It's like we're stuck in this little whirlpool thingamajig. Let's see, we need to paddle that way. Paddle that way. Yeah, if I could get the drift sock actually behind the boat, not off to the side, it may do its thing. And if I shorten that drift sock on this corner, it may pull. It might pull on this corner more. Okie dokie. Now he spun around too much the other way. I know better than try to fight Mother Nature. I'm just gonna let it be. Let it ride. Nah, I'm not on the whaler. Boston Whalers at home. Since I've been using this boat, it's easier to just continue using it because the fishing poles was already in here, and I would have had to switch everything over. And I was gonna run up to the dam, and it can't do that on that other one. Can get to the dam in this boat in like 5 minutes, but that's when it was daylight. Now that it's dark, I'm just hanging out around the island. Gonna see if we can't catch a fish. Caught one. Try to catch a couple more. let's see. If that one would pull, I'm trying to figure out which side of the drift sock I want longer. Alright, that one's loose. That one's tight. Yeah, it's adjusted right. It's just, there's just too much wind, that's all there is to it. Too much wind and too little of a drift sock. Temperature is about 50 degrees and the water temperature is 65. 50's not bad, but add some wind. 5-10 mile an hour winds, it gets a little nippy. If you're just sitting here. Now, if you're doing work or reeling in fish steady, then you wouldn't be cold. But just sitting here in the 50-degree weather, not moving around with the wind, it gets a bit nip. It dried out. Well, kinda. I'm sitting on a throwable cushion right now because the seat's still wet. It didn't do, I thought it would have did a better job cleaning it off, getting rained on, but it needs scrubbed to get that dirt off. There's the lightning from the south. Morgantown, down that way. Now we're spinning totally around. The drift sock's having a 180-degree effect. I thought it would straighten us up, and somehow we're getting spun totally the opposite direction. Oh shoot, we got lightning to the east too. Let's look at that weather one more time. See what's flashing. Oh, I guess that's to the north that I'm seeing that lightning. Northeast. Let's look. It says the closest lightning strike is 47 miles. We are golden. Yeah, it's down by below Morgantown now. Clarksburg. That's where that lightning's at. Wow, the lightning I'm seeing up north, that's coming from Lake Erie. Look. See? Like northeast, I was seeing lightning. It's up there by Erie. Look at all that lightning up Lake Erie. Is that even lightning or is that just weather? It's isolated weather up here. Zoom in on that. Look at that. I don't even see no weather on the radar. Little yellow blip. That's all lightning, but no weather. How weird is that? Look at that. Look at that. I don't even see how. I thought you had to have weather to have lightning. Because, like, look down here in Morgantown, Claremont. Oh, it's not showing the weather on here. It's only showing lightning. That's why. Let's look at Storm Tracker. That'll show us the weather. There we go. That's more like it. That'll show us the weather and the lightning. But yeah, that's the lightning we're seeing up at Lake Erie. Sure wouldn't be up Lake Erie right now. They're getting pounded up that way. Then you got a little bit stuff down by Morgantown, not much. And nothing by us. Where we at? I lost my spot. Right there. Yep, we're right there. All good. Hey, now that we turn sideways, maybe we'll get moving. Actually, I can put the map. I can put the map up, and then we'll be able to tell if we're actually moving or not, or sitting in one spot. Do map plus traditional. Oh, I turned that. Quick draw map. I need to put the tracks on. Alright, now go back. What did that say? Active track memory used 24%. Oh, I need to remember to start stopping my quick draw contours. You know, I wonder when you delete your quick draw contours on this Garmin, if you can pick and choose what you want to delete, or do you just got to delete everything? Does anyone know? Quick draw contours on a Garmin? Can you go in and like we're on the river now, say if we're on a lake, can we just delete like the lake stuff and keep the river stuff, or do you have to just delete everything? There's, see, I knew we was going in a circle. We drifted down and then that way, and then we're heading back. I know when we're moving in circles. It sure felt like it. I'm glad I looked at the map, because now I know we are moving in a circle. Yep. Give it a bit here, and then I might go down and see if the walleye. Go down and see if the walleye and the sauger are home. And the good thing about that, we can actually move kind of quick because there's a bunch of light down that way. We can see the water real good, so we don't have to worry about hitting anything. Where are you fishing? Ohio River, Parker. If you're still in here. You still in here, Parker? Okay. Yeah, get some sleep. Okay. Tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow's another day. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to give it a little bit out here and get on home. This is the first time I've not brought the dog with me, I think, ever. I try to teach him that sometimes he's just got to stay home. You can find me sitting in a tree, waiting on a deer, chilling on the riverbank, killing cold beer. My back's been hurting, my head's been aching, the water's drying up, there's a war in the making. People eating bugs 'cause they won't eat bacon. Gone. Get out of here, bat. Ain't nothing for you. At least they got 9-foot rods right now. Bats don't get too close, but when I'm using like 6 or 7-foot rod, I got these 5-foot rods I use for suspending, and then bats, they give you buzz your hair, give you a buzz clip. They come so close. Sometimes I got a duck. Oh, just seen a shooting star, and that was one weird shooting star. Or meteor, if you get technical. But we just call them shooting stars, because we're not technical around here. But it was going down. Like, it went down and then Usually they're just shooting across the sky horizontal. This one was vertical. It went down and like kind of curved. We're still spinning. We almost did full circle. It's weird, no barges. I wonder if that has anything to do with government shutdown. I wouldn't think. Because people need coal, people need fuel. Gotta keep the houses lit. But I guess somewhere up the chain or somewhere down the line that someone somewhere might not be getting paid. Usually we would have seen 4, 5, 6 barges by now. The only time you don't see a bunch of barges is Sundays and Mondays. There's a satellite. You know, that might be the space station. Nah, I think it's going too slow for the space station. Usually space station, if you spot it, it like zips across the sky. I don't know though. I haven't seen it for a long time, so maybe I'm mistaken. Here, kitty kitty! We are fishing and a wishing. I'm either wishing I was fishing or fishing and a wishing. Right now we are fishing and a wishing. Not seen a single boat tonight. Well, that's a lie. When I first put in, there was 2 boats coming out. One guy stopped me. He's like, hey, hey, hey. I was like, I know. I got a trailer light out. He's like, no. I was surprised. He's like, what's that level for on your boat? I got a level zip tied to the trailer. Like a 2-foot carpenter level. I said that so I know when the trailer's jacked up high enough and the water will drain out of the plug in the stern instead of pile up in the bow and fill the cabin up. Because if you don't have this boat jacked up enough when it's on the trailer, all the water runs into the cabin. And there's a drain in there and it will actually fill the cabin. There's been times where I opened the cabin doors and there's like 2 feet of water. I'm like, oh no. Right now, though, that probably wouldn't be such a bad thing because this boat needs cleaned out so bad. I think the black lights are losing juice. They don't look as bright as they was. I can't even see them. Let me zoom in and turn the brightness up on this tablet and see. You can still see them. I need to adjust the camera some. I know that. See the green one we can see fine. There we go. That's better. That's better. Oh, I forgot. About to say, I gotta plug my phone back in, but I already did. I already did. My legs are starting to get cold. Danimals, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. The fishing is not hot. We caught 1 channel cat. 1 baby channel cat. 1 channel on the back channel. Now we're out on the main channel. And we're sitting in the same spot. You know what? I might just reel in and go to that creek mouth to see if we can't get a walleye bite or two. Anybody want to go on a boat ride? If we go to the walleye spot, just got to go right beyond that bridge down there. The only thing is I don't have no braid. I forgot my spool. My reel, I have two spools, one spool with mono and one spool with braid, and I forgot my braid. I'm not a fan of fishing for walleye and sauger with mono. But I haven't been there in a while, so I'm kind of curious to see what's brewing at that spot. Did yard work all evening. I did yard work Sunday until the rain stopped me, which, in all honesty, I was probably ready to quit throwing the towel, even if it didn't rain, because I was getting pretty tired. Yeah, cleaning up's the worst when it comes to yard work. Like cutting the grass and weed eating's not bad, but raking it all up and sweeping and leaf blowing, and or you could just be like some neighbors and just you know, leaf blow the stuff right on their yard, your neighbor's yard, and act like it's all right. That's what my neighbors do. They just leaf blow all their leaves and grass onto my sidewalk on my property, and in their mind, they're done. They did their job. And I'm looking out the window, telling myself, don't go out there. Don't go out there. Just don't go out there. Because how do you even address, you know, how do you address that? Your neighbor blowing their leaves on your property and keep your cool? Because I can't. How do you put it politely? I mean, I guess I could try like gritting my teeth and not scream and keep my cool, or try to like scream through my teeth. Because I don't think you can scream too loud if your teeth are gritted together. I mean, you could try, but I don't know. Like I said, how do you tell your neighbor to stop blowing their leaves on your property without it turning into a big old golly whopper, you know? I had neighbors on my other side putting their trash on my sidewalk and leaning it up against my garage door. I'd open my garage door from the inside and their trash would come. Because you know when like the wheels break off of some garbage, the garbage cans with the wheels on them? Then when the wheels break off, the garbage can like doesn't stand on its own, it tips over. So they have all garbage cans with broken wheels, and they lean their garbage cans on my garage. Well, there's been times where I didn't know they did that, and I opened the door up from the inside, and here comes all their cans tipping and spilling. And the worst part is these people barely use garbage bags. They just throw loose trash in the cans. So it was a mess. Cat litter, all, yeah. So I got fed up. I took spray paint. I spray painted a lot. Spray painted my house and the foundation fluorescent orange, and I spray painted a line all the way down from the foundation down the sidewalk to the alley. And on one side of that line, I put mine, and on the other side of that line, I spray painted yours. And they got the message. They don't put their cans on my side no more. And I was even generous with that line because like I said, I spray painted my foundation, but I own 5 feet of their property. It even says in my deed, 5 feet of the northwesternly corner of the lot adjacent to you. So there shouldn't even be any debate about whose property is what, because not only do I own mine, I own theirs. 5 feet of their lot. So like I own to their foundation. But yet here I am, heart rate up, talking about it, and I shouldn't be. Like, it shouldn't even be any discussion. It says clear as day. I own all the way to their foundation. But yet we're disputing over property. Well, not disputing, because they know it's mine. They just, nice guys finish last, as they say. And since I never made a big deal about it, they just assumed, all was well. Okay, let's flip the blower on. Get ready to get out of this popsicle stand. Oh, you have a wooded field. That makes it easier. You can just dump all the whatever in the wooded field. I'm in the city, unfortunately. Got to clean all them grass clippings and all the leaves up. I have this pin oak tree. It's about, I'd say every bit of 50 feet tall. But it thing sheds leaves. You'll rake all fall, all winter, and you still have leaves. It's insane. I tried trimming it, and I thought I was gonna put like a big dent in this tree. I trimmed this thing for like 3 weeks. Had the branches piled like chest high. The city even sent me a letter saying I gotta clean it up. And I barely trimmed what I wanted to trim off this pin oak tree. I bet you I trimmed like 10% of what I wanted to trim. It was so much more work than I anticipated. Alright, let's get these lines in. Can't believe we didn't get a bite. Actually, let's get the drift sock in first. That scared the heck out of me. I thought a barge was coming. I seen the fogs raising up off the water, and the fog's capturing the light from the city, and I thought that was a barge spotlight skirting across the water. Come on. Dang it, it's caught on the ladder. Come on. Don't be like that. Oh. Alright. Alright. Turn that blower off. Is that storm coming? Man, look at them clouds. Look at that. Can y'all see that? Look at them clouds that just come in from nowhere. Sounds like rain. What the heck? I ain't ever seen. Look at that over there. It looks like a dang tornado. And it's moving fast. Look at that. What it? That's weird. I said I was going to the walleye spot down beyond that bridge, but we might be getting our butts off this water. Look at that over there. Like, I can't tell if that's rain or a cloud, but the wind's kicking up something fierce. Look at that cloud that just come from nowhere. I don't even know what kind of cloud that is. We're spinning in circles. I gotta get this drift sock out before it gets tangled around the boat. Oh, I put that in backwards. Sure did. Yeah, I'm gonna get this drift sock in and then look at the weather. It's like, dang, Wizard of Oz out here all of a sudden. Dang. Woo. I'm anxious to look at that radar again. Alright, drift sock is out. That was a challenge. I didn't have the tail tag. Didn't have the tail of it. I didn't have the line tied on to retrieve it. So you can flip the drift sock backwards, you know. I was pulling it in. Had all that water in it. Alright, let's get these lines in. Dang, that's some crazy weather. Alright, we got one line in. Woo! Sure got cold with that wind blowing that hard all of a sudden. Guess we'll flip that blower back on for a second. Woo. Whoa, I'm glad I picked that drift sock up when I did. The wind blew it off. As soon as I picked it up, the wind caught it and was about to blow it away. Woo! Alright, we can start her up. Look at this weather. Woo! Windy. See what's on top of us? There's no way that little weather's causing all that. That's to the south of us. Oh, that's why that looked so crazy. That was actual rain. Like a rain cloud. Passing right next to us, but it didn't hit us. There's a helicopter. Alright. Yeah, let's see. That's moving that way. That was that. That's gonna hit us. Yeah, we're good. I don't know why that looks so big and scary, but according to this weather radar, we're good. We'll go down to this spot under the bridge and cast for some walleye or sauger for a bit and see if we can make anything happen. Oh, I'm driving into the rain. Maybe I don't want to go that way. How I said we were right on the edge of the storm. Now we're driving into the rain. Maybe we'll turn around for a little bit. I'm not prepared to get rained on. I don't want to get wet. It'd be too cold. I'll be froze. Heating up dinner. I wish I was heating up dinner. I don't even know what I'm gonna have for dinner. Probably some chicken on the grill. Some chicken on the bobby. You know, I've been using the same propane tank for all last summer. And I didn't do much barbecuing this summer, but I did towards the end of summer. And I fired it up thinking this thing's got to be empty. We used it all last year. And we cooked on that thing like 5 or 6 times this year, and it's still got propane in it. Like, my kid says it's the magic tank of propane. I'm not kidding you. We used that thing all last year. And I was surprised last year. I'm like, this thing's still cooking food. Like, every time I cook on it, I'm expecting to go out to check the food and it be, you know, the flame out and the food's raw. But nope. Go out there and it's flaming away. I bought an extra propane tank just in case. Alright. We're gonna go for it. If it rains, it rains. I do need me a swaller. Dang it. I just lost the lid to my drink. Where did that go? Oh, I see it. Woo. We're driving into the rain. Hey, John Joe. John Joe says hello, chat. Well, we're in the rain now. Can't do nothing about that. We can drive a little faster. We can get there a little faster. John Joe says, long time no see, Heather. Good to see you in here, John Joe. I always wonder about when I'm not on YouTube for a while, because YouTube's always like, you know, if you don't comment or watch someone's channel, or they don't go live for a while, it's like, you know, I don't know if YouTube unsubscribes it or what happens, but it's always good to see people that you... Alright, we gotta go a little faster. Chili Willy. I gotta stand up above the windshield because look, if I'm below the windshield, this is all I can see. We're liable to run something over. I need windshield wipers. Now, even if I had windshield wipers, still wouldn't be able to see the inside of this windshield, so dirty. But we gotta stand up over the windshield so we can see the water. Yeah, the rain, maybe it will pick up the bite because the fishing's not been hot. Alright, let's go a little faster. At least get up on plane. Woo! Faster we go, the colder it gets. Raindrop in my eye. Alright, we're about there. Right up where them lights are at. Woo. At least it'll feel warm now once we stop because of the wind after that boat ride. It wasn't going too fast, but fast enough to make my head feel like I got brain freeze. Yeah, bump this idle down and creep right up on that spot. I'm gonna put this phone back in the phone holder. See, 50%. I wish I knew where my I guess we could cast a couple catfish rods too while we're casting for walleye. Put it in neutral, see where the water takes us. I wish it would hold us there like it was at the last spot. Wind blowing upriver and current blowing down. It was holding us right in the spot, spinning us in a circle. That would be great if it did it here, then I don't have to throw anchor. Alright, I gotta find, I dropped my charging pack. 18 feet. Alright, we can kill it. Alright, I gotta find that charging pack. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I wish I had my spool. What in the hell? That's a bit concerning, being the fact I've never heard that sound in my life. It sounded like a tornado alarm or something. Yeah, I'm gonna have to throw anchor because we're moving to shore. Oh, this baby's heavy. Oh. Whoa, I about went backwards. At least we're out of the way and don't gotta worry about no barges. Okie dokie. Yeah, I guess we can cast a couple catfish poles while we're walleye fishing. Actually, we can throw them all out. We're on the Ohio River. We can have as many poles as we want. Dude, how'd that even happen? 4.8 feet. That's how it happened. Maybe we'll just let that one drag. You know what? We'll cast this one out. How about that? How about that? How do you like me now? Now that I'm on my way. Do you think I'm crazy standing here today? Suspended rig is out. Oh, I can't cast them all out. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I can. I got more poles in the cabin. I was gonna say, I only have so many poles. That Catfish Pro stuff is still on the hook. This stuff here, I couldn't find my bag earlier, and I had this in the bag. It's a couple years old, but it stays on the hook. Can't say I ever caught a fish on it. Maybe tonight will be the first. Maybe tonight will be the first. Alright, come on. That's the only bad thing about using jingle bells is your line gets tangled up on them, you know. You know what? We'll drop this one right under the boat. Maybe we'll get a shallow cat. Maybe we will get a shallow cat. Alright, let's get something to cast for some walleye. That's not even plugged in. Good grace. All that time. Okie dokie, artichoke. Okie dokie, artichoke. It would be nice if I already had a walleye rig on here. I think I may. I think I may. I think I might. Okay, can we get untangled? Good grace. Why you gotta be like that? There we go. Yeah, we already got a walleye deal on there. Put this one back away. At this rate, with these catfish, I should have every pole I have out. Every pole I own should be in the water. That rain wasn't that bad. The rain wasn't that bad, y'all. Only, man, that thing's filthy. Alright, I gotta see if this phone's charging. Yes, sir. Wipe the raindrops off of it. John Joe says be right back. John Joe said be safe, Curdy. Is it dam opening or something? Nah, we're far from the dam. Far from the dam. We're gonna see if we can't get a walleye or a sauger. Pull my britches up. There's so much stuff in this boat. Pull me britches up. Lightning flashes. You know, it never used to be this dark at this spot. There's like a light out or something. Definitely a light out. Where are them waves coming from? That's weird. Rogue wave. Not a boat in sight, and we're getting hit with a wave. Alright, let's see. We got some black lights somewhere. The batteries are dying. More black lights. More black lights. You know what? Not on this boat, but I want to wire in black lights to the battery. Or on its own battery. Because is that dead? No. Because having to charge these black lights like this, you know, they're kind of takes up time consuming. There we go. Now let me get out of the way. Here, kitty, kitty, walleye. Got the cat slash walleye call in the house. You know, I signed on. I was trying to pay a bill today. Where's my walleye pole? I just had it. I was trying to pay a bill online today for state of Ohio, and I log on to my account, or try to, and it says I can't log in, that I have to create a digital ID. And it like it's nothing, like no big deal. Create a digital ID. Like, that's a big deal, digital ID. I mean, they've tried that, on large scales and small scales, and mostly people's against it. Like, China has a digital ID basically, and it's very invasive. I ain't gonna get into all the details of it, but like, and they have how like we have credit scores. They have scores, like they're like credit scores, but it's more like how good of a person you are score. Like, they can see how many video games you buy, and like once you get like so bad in points, you're not allowed on trains and planes. Like, and it all started with like some form of digital ID. But anyways, state of Ohio, it's like, yeah, just sign up for this digital ID, no big deal. Then you can log on and pay your bill. And I called him. I told him, I said, I'm just not gonna do that. I'll send you a money order. But usually that's something that has to be voted on. Like, it's, the plan's laid out, it's proposed, people vote yes, vote no. But they're not even asking people. Like, it's just like, boom, you have to. Like, I was just amazed at how like nonchalant they were about it, like no big deal, when it's a major deal. So if there's anyone from Ohio and you ain't ran into that yet, don't be surprised when you do. There's another helicopter. We don't see many helicopters around here. You can tell it's small town. Big city, there's like 20 helicopters above you at all times. Here, it's like you see a helicopter and it's like a sight. Alright, let's cast. Can't catch no fish. Can't catch nothing, John. I should have restarted this stream in case like the walleye are on fire, and then the stream can start with catching fish versus a stream going several hours with no fish caught. Now, I don't know how long I've been on this second stream, but I know it's been at least a couple, every bit of 2 hours. Oh, we almost had a snag. That's not good. This spot I'm fishing in the wintertime, the water gets so still and clear, you can see straight to the bottom. Like, there's a bridge up here, like a footbridge. It used to be a train trestle. When you're standing up on that bridge, you can see out, I'd say about 50 feet clear, the whole bottom, and there's just it, all kind of stuff. Street signs, whole semi-truck tires, multiple bicycles, golf, shopping carts. There's a car. There's just you name it, it's there. Golf clubs, uh, just just everything. But you can look and you can like stand on this bridge in the winter and just look and spot all the different stuff. You could spend like 30 minutes and you're still looking. Like, it's like, oh, look at that. Oh, check that out. Like, it's just amazing me how much stuff's in the water. You know what? If I aim that phone up and it doesn't show that seat so much and only shows the rods, it may pick the rods up a little better. Well, it says there's only 4 people in here. Do you want to see the rods, or do you want to see a figure of a shadow casting a fishing pole? while I stand in front of the rods. Nah, definitely don't want a black screen. So we're gonna go back to the rods being shown. I'm just right off the side of the camera, casting this maybe 1/4 ounce jig with a pulsar paddle tail. White, it's like white ice, white with sparkles, a little silver. I don't think it's a 1/4 ounce. I think, I always forget that size. It's an oddball one, like 5/32 of an ounce. It's like, I know how many grams it weighs. It's 5 grams. Not quite at 1/4, but more than a eighth. Yeah, but I do know it weighs 5 grams. Whatever that is in fractions. That's what size that is on this paddle tail. There's a creek that flows out. One creek, but it's kind of like two because the railroad bridge, the column goes all the way down the center of the creek. So it basically comes out as 2 separate creek channels. And it dumps into the high river. How I was saying, you can see all the stuff that's in the water when it's clear in the winter standing on that bridge. You can also see the curvature of those 2 distinct separate channels. They could dump out into the river and they kind of start to curve, going with the flow of the river. It's like a half of a horseshoe shape. It's actually a sight to see in the winter. I mean, it's like looking at a contour map, with the Bermithry lines on it, all the contours, but you're actually seeing it with your eyes. Alright, I can't keep standing like this. I had one knee on the chair and one on the ground, and it's becoming very uncomfortable. It's amazing how far you can see lightning. Dang, see? I said that, and the next one seemed even closer. But it's not close. It says it's, like, down by Morgantown. I am going to look at the weather again just to be safe. Let's see. Hit play. Oh, does it tell me to seek shelter? I just looked at it said no lightning nearby. All good. Green. Now it's saying it's red. Lightning alert. See? It's so hard to find a good weather app that's consistent. I'm definitely going to put the pole down if there's lightning so I see how close. Yeah, see, that's too close. 5.1 miles. Everything that I've read says 10 miles. To be safe, it has to be outside of 10 miles. But then I've read stories to where lightning was nowhere near and people got struck, 20 miles away. So it's hard to get a concise answer when you look into that stuff. I would at least like to see if the lightning is moving closer or getting farther. Let's see, that's to the west. That's still alert. See, that's the thing though with these weather apps. It's not exact, you know. They're usually delayed behind, but if it's over advanced, you would think the lightning's moving further away and it actually be getting closer. That's why it's nice when there's thunder, because you can actually count it and divide it, and you can know if it's getting closer or further. I mean, it really doesn't matter if I'm standing here or driving down the river. As far as I don't know. Is lightning less likely to hit a moving object? That's something I'd actually like to know. Because if you're ever in like crazy, insane lightning storm, it would be a good thing to know moving away would be better or worse. Or not moving away, but being on the move. You know what? I don't know why I'm being so paranoid with this lightning, but it's kind of like a sixth sense feeling. It's like something's telling me just don't push it, you know? I do got 3 poles out. What we'll do is we'll reel these in. Reel these in, the catfish poles, and if it seems like the weather's getting farther away, we'll stay. If it seems like it's getting closer, we'll leave. But not knowing at the moment, I'd at least like to have these 3 in and ready to go. See, that weather is moving to the east of us. West is that way, east is that way, so that's the direction I need to be watching. It's hard to tell when there's a bunch of clouds in the sky if the lightning's getting closer or further, because the whole sky just lights up. You can't even see where it's at. I mean, I guess you could tell by how, if the sky is getting brighter, then it's probably getting closer. Yeah, that weather earlier was weird. Seeing them clouds moving, rushing on top of me, like swirling. I didn't even know at the time that it was like rain. I was looking at it thinking, is that smoke? Is that clouds? What the heck? Alright. Just check the lightning, see if it says it's closer or further. Oh, it's further away. 5 point, or no, it's the same. That's what it was. 5.1. I'm gonna watch the sky for a minute or two and then make a decision. In all reality too, this spot here, since it's such a small spot, they're either, if you're not getting a bite or a fish in, I'd say 15, 20 casts, then this spot's not active at the moment. I've not fished it in a long time, but basically you was either getting bites, catching fish, or you wasn't. I'd come here at lunchtime and say no bites, come back in the evening, they're biting on fire. I always wondered though, because there's a creek that flows into the river. When they wasn't here, I always wondered if they went up the creek or if they went out to the river or both. When it comes to fishing, I sure ever think this stuff, but I think most people's guilty of that. That was me stepping on the rod. Well, I'll pretty much do a fan cast at the mouth of this creek. Boom, 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 boom. If I don't get anything, then I would say this spot's not on at the moment. I'm way off the channel for traffic on the river, but I still gotta look out, because them barges, they make turns, and I don't know if they swing their stern on purpose. I mean, I know they're trying to swing the front around, so naturally the stern's gonna swing around, but I don't know if they're aware of how far their stern kicks around, because there's been times where I've had to move because I was like, they're gonna hit me. That's why I wish I had AIS, that satellite tracking, where you'll actually show up on their not just on their radar, but show up on their mapping, whatever map system they're running. The vessel will actually show up, and it'll have an ID or a tag, and they can see the size of it, and if it's sitting still or moving. I wish I didn't throw that anchor out. I don't feel like pulling it in. One good thing is it's only 5 feet of water. Not much pulling. It's hard to throw it over a cabin style boat. You gotta pull it up over the side and up over the windshield. Yeah, how I said earlier, this spot's either on or it's not. I mean, that is the case, but there are times where they want to see a certain color or a certain style or speed, fast or slow, or, retrieving and stopping. I mean, pretty much with the walleye, though, or sauger, like, there's no trick to it. You just cast and you just retrieve. I mean, you do want to keep it up off bottom and try to keep it in that strike zone, and obviously, not get snagged. But for the most part, anyone could just cast a pole and retrieve it slowly across bottom and eventually catch a walleye or a sauger. But like I said, sometimes it's certain colors, certain profiles. So yeah, you could say the spot's on or off, within 20 minutes. But to know for certain, you'd want to run through all your different colors, different sizes, retrieve fast, retrieve slow. The worst thing you can do though is get impatient and start retrieving you real a little faster and faster each time. You don't even realize it, and next thing you know, you're ripping it through the water too fast, and then it compounds. You get more irritated, and then you're just so less likely to catch something when that happens. You know what? Where's that anchor line? Okay, it's going that way. It's weird fishing this spot in a boat because I normally fish it on the land. So your lures, you're retrieving it and it's coming uphill, and you feel stuff and you have to, bounce it and get it up over so you don't get snagged. And now when you're reeling downhill, you just feel nothing. Really, it's odd. It's an odd feeling. There's some flats though you can cast and you can feel bottom, but most of this spot, I'm retrieving. My lure is going down grade. Well, I'm not seeing much lightning anymore, so that's positive. I could probably even look at the radar or look at the lightning bug and it's telling me it's more than 5.1 miles away. Yeah, it's saying it's 7.5, so it's moving away. That's good. That's a good. Alright. Yeah, like right now I'm going down a steep grade, which I don't see how it could be that steep. I'm only in 5 feet of water, but I couldn't feel no matter how slow I retrieved it, I still couldn't feel the bottom. Was that a bite? Yeah, it sure was. See, if I had braid on, I would have got that. This mono stretches. The wind died down. Oh, there's the lightning, but it's definitely farther away. Less clouds too. You can see the stars again. That's always a positive. I thought this place would be good for at least a couple fish. Yeah, I've done about probably 20 casts. Way more than I anticipated I was gonna do. I did get that one bite a couple casts ago, so that was promising. I forgot that bridge, train trestle slash path has a old rope hanging from it. I'm surprised I haven't cast it into that yet because I totally forgot about it. Yeah, this spot's not, it ain't happening right now. And I'm not going to be out here long enough to be changing lures, trying other colors. Alright, let me get this phone out of here. Yeah, we just came on the other side of that bridge of this creek mouth and tried it, but no dice. SB Bros didn't see it come in. He said hi, catch anything. One channel, if you're still in here, doubt it. I don't know how long ago you said it, but we one channel like hours ago. It's been rough. It's desolate. No fish, no boats. One bridge that we gotta go back under to get home. I was trying for some walleye or sauger, but we had one nip of a bite. Wouldn't even call it a bite. But anyways, I'm gonna get off here because I would just want to get back quick. So anyways, catch y'all later. Be good. Thanks for watching. Why is that not ending?